I just want to ask the Almighty God and give thanks to the Almighty God for giving me the opportunity to be able to stand in front of this building. Because this building, a lady by the name of Birdie Bernard used to live right here. Now Miss Birdie Bernard is one of the greatest person in Enfield to me and my family. When Miss Gurley Brown taught me how to read, we still had to get material to read because we wanted to read everything. Now Miss Birdie Bernard and the postman bring the newspaper every day. You remember how the postman used to come here with a under 50 bag? Portie. And Portie used to bring the newspaper. No, Miss Bernard wasn't a selfish lady. She was not. She was a lady that made, after she read the newspaper, she would make the newspaper available for myself and Glenn to read. Of course, we used to read the comic strip. We used to read about the Phantom. We used to read about Garth. We used to read about Flash Garden. We used to read about all kind of stuff in the newspaper. So, Miss Birdie Bernard, Patricia Bernard, I'm doing this one especially for you. I know you're out there and I know you're a good supporter of Bigstone, but I just want to let the entire world know that this lady, oftentimes, you know what Miss Birdie used to do? Because we were so poor, Miss Birdie used to say, come Claude, come Glenn. And she used to take us there. That's how Mr. Bernard used to drive this big truck. You remember that big truck? And she used to say, come Claude, and she used to bathe us. Miss Birdie used to bathe me and Glenn and made sure she found clothes that could fit, right? Ain't nothing wrong if you cannot afford a shirt, or you cannot afford a pants, or you cannot afford a dress, and someone give it to you. Ain't no shame in our game. We used to walk to this school, barefooted, all the way from Junior Pen, all the way to Enfield. Right in front here, come on Tony, right in front here, as you see, is a thinking to a tree. What is it? What's the scientific name for this tree right here? The scientific name, Tony tell me, is the locust tree. But we call this tree the thinking to a tree. Come with me. This is the school gate. We used to walk through this gate right here. Right, remember? But we used to cut through. We used to cut through Firestone. We used to cut through a little track. Because when we're late in the morning and the school bell is about to ring, we cannot let the school bell ring and we're not in school. So when we get to the bridge right here, me and my brother barefooted, we used to run through that track. There used to be a standpipe right over there. We had to make sure that we wash my foot because you cannot, remember? You cannot go to school with dirty feet. Now this tree is very important. This tree is well over 100 years old. Does it still bear locust? It still bears locust. See, if you take a look up, we still have locusts on the tree. This tree used to be loaded. Look at this. Hey, I gotta do this for the camera. I just have to do this for the camera. This is how it used to be. Look, this is how it used to be. I want you to take this fast on. Right? Sometimes we're hungry, man. Sometimes my mom and dad couldn't afford food for us to come to school, but we still come to school anyway because we realized at that young age that going to school was very important. And I'm saying to all the youngsters, it doesn't matter if you're poor, man. If you go to school, you listen to your teacher, you pay attention, you too can become somebody. All right? Now, I'm going to break this. You see how easy that was? We take away the shell, and this powdery substance right here, let's take a look. You want a piece? Take a look at this. But Mr. Bernard, heat your heart out. The thinking too sweet. The thinking too sweet. Look at this tree. I remember when I was about 5 years old, I was reading like crazy. And Miss Sims, may God bless her soul, and Miss Moore used to teach us from right underneath this tree. There was one set of student here, another set of student here, another set of students, so we were right around this tree. Right? And we used to have a ball in the schoolyard. Now if you take a look, come with me. We're going to talk to you folks in a minute. But that was what, the canteen over there. If you take a look, this used to be underneath the school. There were classrooms, right here, underneath this here. Right? There are classrooms right here. But this brings back a lot of memories, Tony. And then when you, that is the senior section now. Yeah. And to build that place. Well, guess what now? Let's go over here, Tony. Because I remember, see this pipe right here? Come. Let me show you a piece of the history that hopefully we can document this. That our children, and our children to come will see how we live in that age. There used to be pipes right here. If you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We used to come right here and wash your hands and wash your feet. You can't go to school with a dirty feet. It's impossible. Tony, come here, man. Man, I couldn't have done this without you, Tony. What kind of memories you have here in the school here, man? Talk to me.
You just started a while ago by talking about the thinking to a tree.
Yeah.
I got this cut right under the thinking to a tree.
Oh, come. Tell us that. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself for this. Tony Gutzmore is going to tell you how he got the scar under the thinking to a tree. Go ahead, Tony.
Because early one morning, one youngster, schoolmate of mine, came to school with a bottle of milk.
Yeah.
So accidentally the milk bottle broke under the tree. Those days, a part of our chores as children were to sing this song, bits of paper, along on the ground. Make the place untidy,
make the place untidy, pick them up.
So we were in the process of picking up these papers and the leaves under the trees and things.
Yeah.
So I stumbled upon this bottle and started to pick up the bottle. But there comes the fun part of the thing now, which is we normally used to grab one another paper and trash. We go to the garbage heap.
Yeah.
So this guy came to grab up my thing, and in lifting it up from him,
right in his head. There's a lot of blood?
Oh, straight to the clinic.
Straight to the clinic. The good old credit that Tony's telling you to rejuvenate that. But this brings back a lot of great memories. I remember Miss Lee used to live behind there. Right?
The house behind it.
A house behind there. I remember she used to live right behind the school. May her soul rest in peace. So let's call a couple of names if we can remember. Teacher Lee. Teacher Sims. Teacher Bennett.
Jackie Henry.
You remember Rangotan?
Rangolang.
Rangolang. Hey, if you can remember, I know Patricia Bernard must can remember. Rangolang, we used to call him Rangotan. He never played. That Indian man, he was an Indian man, you know. Indian man used to have a cane this long. And let me tell you something, is if you're not do good in a school, you're going to be caned. And when him stand up and give you one, it reached all the way to the back between your buttocks right there. And that is a serious, it's a serious. So I just want to big up all the teachers. Miss Bennett, Miss Sims, left hand, Miss Sims, Miss Moore.
Miss Moore. Miss Simpson.
Miss Simpson. Miss Turlong.
Miss Ricketts.
Miss Ricketts, how could I forget?
There were some very prominent teachers, Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Miss Willis.
Miss Willis, oh, could have Miss Willis. I can't forget Miss Willis had a nice gap. You remember? Miss Willis was a pretty. I guess she still is. Miss Willis, I love you then and I love you now because you also helped to make Claude the person that he has become. Miss Willis, I want to look into the camera. I know you're still alive. And I only hope the friends of Enfield will be able to take this footage that we shoot, this documentary of this great place, and put it in the archive so that our children, our children will get a chance to see where greatness all started. What I think into a sweet, you know, Bridget? Come on out there. Shoot the camera. Don't stop rolling, fast, bro. Don't stop rolling. This is the canteen. Tony, you remember bulgur rice?
Yes, sir.
No, because I don't know bulgur rice. We know Firestone, I know nothing about bulgur rice. Right? What used to be the office right here?
Yes,
the library?
The office.
The office was right here.
Yes, the office. The principal.
I remember the library was there too, Tony.
The library was the other side.
Yeah. Come with us. This was the office. The principal's office. And then this is the library. Right? I remember I used to borrow great books and read. One of my favorite books was Nola.
Okay. In those days, we have a lot of young warriors.
Young warriors, remember? Just bring back a lot of memories. And then, once you get up here now,
Senior section.
this is the senior section of the school. I remember I used to sit over here. I don't know what grade this was, but
5 and 6.
5 and 6, right? And yeah. So you start all the way down here from underneath the tree. You end up on the platform, and this is where you final resting places right here. So I remember Miss Lee used to go to the chalkboard right here. There was a chalkboard right here in this wall, and we used to have a bar teaching and learning, and then when the rain started falling, it was fun because when the wind blows,
You sit here and have to see.
you have to move. You have to move. You have to move. Let's take a nice pan. Let's take a nice scene. Let's look. Look at the thinking toe tree. Look at Miss Birdie building. Look, let's take a look. Let's going down. This was taking us into the second floor of the school, right? This step right here.
The board building now would be from here. Right?
From here. Okay, so the big, massive school
So then,
right here. How you doing?
so then you have a friend of mine, you know, who, this used to be a very high building. So it was considered a very bright boy. So one day somebody said to him, "Oh, you're so bright. I mean, I know you're going to high school." He said, "Joke you make. A Enfield High School, man." Yeah.
Fun memories. Yep. How could we forget a piece of our history? I was happy to be a part of this great school. I'm happy to be a part of this great school because without the Enfield School, the Big Stone would never amount to anything. You told me? Without the Big Stone, would never amount to anything. And the beautiful thing about it, come here, Tony. The beautiful thing about this school, if you pan the camera, you'll see how beautiful the mountain tops is. Let's take a look. All fresh and green. Let's look around. Right? There's no, what you call it? There's no pollution. The air is fresh and clean. And this is just fantastic. This is just fantastic. What we're going to do, come here. There are a couple of older folks. I'm going to talk to them and find out. Keep it rolling and find out, you know, what would it like for them. Come with me. Why? I have to pick up the camera and pick the two, I told you now. See? We have one thinking tour, firestone. So we have two thinking tour, we have three thinking tour. I want to tell you something. We were so poor. We were so poor coming to this school that this used to be our lunch. We didn't have a problem with this. You know, this gentleman here, I don't remember your name though, my brother. But this gentleman is a foundation. What is your name, ma'am? What's his name?
Collins.
Can I sit right here?
Yes.
Pull over and let me sit right beside you.
Yes, right there, live here.
All right there.